The world you experience is only a reflection of the world within you. If you wish to embody wealth, you must first assume the feeling of already being super rich. Not in the future, not as a possibility, but as a present reality. To act like the super rich, you must think, feel, and move as if wealth is already yours. You do not wait for evidence. You create it from within. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself as a person of immense wealth. See yourself in the finest settings, feeling completely at home in luxury. Notice the way you carry yourself, the ease in your movements, the quiet confidence in your voice. There is no desperation, no struggle, only an unshakable knowing that you belong to this world of abundance. This is not pretending, this is becoming. The mind does not distinguish between reality and imagination. What you accept as true within will shape the world without. A truly wealthy person never chases money, for they understand that wealth is an extension of their state of being. They do not obsess over the price of things, nor do they feel the need to prove their status. They walk through life with certainty, knowing that all they need flows to them effortlessly. When they enter a room, they do not seek validation because they already feel complete. They give generously, not from fear of lack, but from an inner overflow. Their wealth is not merely in their possessions, but in their being. If you desire to act like the super rich, you must first let go of the consciousness of lack. There is no begging, no hoping, no waiting. You do not say, "One day I will be rich." You say, "I am wealthy now." You carry yourself as if you are already in possession of the life you desire. You dress with care, not to impress, but because wealth is your natural state. You speak with authority, because you know you are the creator of your reality. You trust that opportunities unfold for you, that doors open, that money finds its way to you with ease. Observe the truly rich, and you will see that their wealth is not in what they do, but in who they are. Their energy commands attention, their certainty moves mountains. They do not operate from fear, but from expectancy. They know that life conforms to their inner assumptions, and so they assume the best. They do not dwell on loss because they understand that abundance is infinite. They do not react to circumstances, they dictate them. They do not wish, they declare. The world mirrors your inner reality. If you believe you are struggling, struggling you shall be. If you believe yourself wealthy, the world will bend to reflect that truth. You do not need permission to be rich, nor do you need proof. You need only the willingness to assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled. Everything else will rearrange itself to align with that state of being. To truly embody wealth, you must first assume the feeling of being rich. This is not about pretending or putting on an act. It is about stepping into the reality where abundance is already yours. You do not wait for money to show up before you feel wealthy. Instead, you allow yourself to feel it now, in this moment, with the same certainty as if you were already surrounded by luxury. This shift in consciousness is the foundation of wealth. Imagine yourself walking into the most elegant spaces, feeling entirely at home. There is no sense of inferiority, no hesitation. You move with ease, knowing that you belong. When you assume the feeling of wealth, you no longer carry the energy of lack. You do not worry about prices, nor do you wonder whether you can afford something. The super rich do not walk into a store checking price tags with anxiety. They operate from a mindset of abundance. Even if you do not yet have vast financial resources, you must begin to think and act as if you do. This does not mean reckless spending, but rather cultivating the inner assurance that money is always available to you. Your inner world shapes your external reality. If you see yourself as struggling, as lacking, or as someone who hopes to be rich one day, you are keeping wealth at a distance. The moment you shift your identity to one of wealth, your external world begins to change. The subconscious mind does not distinguish between reality and imagination. It only responds to the state you dwell in. If you persistently assume the feeling of being rich, the world will mold itself to match your belief. Take a moment to visualize the life of someone who is effortlessly wealthy. They are not rushing through life in fear of losing money. They do not hesitate when making decisions. They trust that they have more than enough. Their energy is one of certainty and relaxation. This is the energy you must embody. When you wake up in the morning, you do not check your bank account in fear or worry about bills. Instead, you move through your day with the quiet confidence of someone who knows that money is always flowing toward them. To assume the feeling of wealth, you must first let go of the feeling of lack. Lack comes from fear, from a belief that there is not enough, that you must struggle or fight for financial success. The moment you let go of this belief, you create space for abundance to flow. The key is to stop reinforcing the identity of someone who wants to be rich. When you want something, you are affirming that you do not yet have it. When you assume the feeling of already being wealthy, you shift into a state where money and opportunities naturally come to you. Your self-image dictates your financial reality. If you see yourself as someone who always has just enough to get by, then that is exactly what life will give you. If you see yourself as a person of immense wealth, as someone who is in command of financial abundance, then the universe responds accordingly. The way you feel about yourself creates a magnetic field that attracts corresponding experiences. The truly wealthy do not entertain thoughts of struggle. They assume that money flows to them effortlessly. They do not doubt their ability to generate wealth. They trust it. Pay attention to how you speak about money. Do you say things like, "I can't afford that," or "money is hard to come by"? Every word you speak reinforces a state of being. If you want to embody wealth, you must speak as someone who already has it. Instead of saying, "I can't afford this," say, "Money is always available to me." Instead of saying, "I have to save every penny," say, "Money comes to me easily and abundantly." These small shifts in language begin to rewire your subconscious mind. Your body language also reflects your state of mind. The wealthy move with confidence, with certainty. They do not shrink or hesitate. They walk into any room as if they belong there. Start noticing how you carry yourself. Stand tall, move with ease, speak with clarity. When you assume the body language of wealth, your mind follows, your energy shifts, and you begin to project an aura of success. People are drawn to confidence, and opportunities naturally flow to those who embody it. Another key aspect of assuming the feeling of wealth is generosity. The super rich do not operate from a mindset of scarcity. They give freely, knowing that money is infinite. If you hold on to every dollar in fear, you are reinforcing lack. This does not mean spending recklessly, but rather cultivating an attitude of abundance. When you give, you affirm that you have more than enough. You shift your mindset from one of limitation to one of expansion. Gratitude is another powerful way to assume the feeling of wealth. Instead of focusing on what you lack, focus on what you already have. Gratitude shifts your attention to abundance. When you appreciate the money you have, no matter how much it is, you invite more of it into your life. The more you feel wealthy now, the more the universe responds by bringing you even greater wealth. The truly rich do not spend time worrying about what they don't have. They focus on the endless possibilities available to them. Your surroundings also play a role in shaping your mindset. The environment of the wealthy is one of beauty, order, and refinement. You do not need to live in a mansion to create a space that reflects abundance. Keep your home clean and organized. Surround yourself with things that make you feel rich, no matter how small. When you elevate your surroundings, you elevate your state of being. Time is another factor. The truly wealthy do not rush, nor do they act from a place of urgency. They trust that everything unfolds in perfect order. They do not chase money, they attract it. This does not mean passivity, but rather a calm, assured approach to life. When you assume the feeling of wealth, you stop worrying about how money will come. You simply trust that it will. And as you hold on to that trust, reality bends to match your belief. It is important to remind yourself daily of this new identity. Spend time visualizing yourself as already wealthy. Feel it in your body, see it in your mind, Act as if you already have everything you desire. Make decisions from the mindset of someone who knows they are financially secure. Every time doubt creeps in, replace it with certainty. The feeling must come first. The physical manifestation follows. You do not need external proof before you believe. You believe first and the proof appears. Wealth is not something outside of you, it is a state of consciousness. When you step into that state, the world has no choice but to reflect it back to you. This is why some people seem to attract money without effort, while others struggle despite working hard. It is not about the actions alone, it is about the state they occupy. Two people can perform the same tasks, but one does so from a mindset of abundance and the other from a mindset of scarcity. The one who operates from abundance will see opportunities open, will attract the right people, and will experience financial growth. The one who operates from scarcity will struggle, will feel blocked at every turn, and will constantly be searching for ways to escape their financial burdens. Money responds to the energy you project. If you constantly say, "I need more money," or "I wish I could afford that," you are affirming lack. But if you say, "I always have more than enough," or "money flows to me effortlessly," you are affirming abundance. Words carry power, thoughts carry power. Every time you speak or think about money, you are either reinforcing wealth or reinforcing lack. The truly rich understand this, which is why they never speak as if they are struggling. Even when they face challenges, they remain grounded in the belief that wealth is their natural state. And because of that belief, solutions always arise. One of the most powerful ways to embody the state of wealth is through visualization. Close your eyes and imagine yourself living as someone who is effortlessly rich. See yourself moving through life with confidence, making decisions without fear, enjoying luxury without hesitation. Feel the emotions of already having everything you desire. The key is not to wish for it, but to feel as if it is already yours. Your subconscious mind does not differentiate between what is real and what is imagined. It simply accepts the dominant feelings you hold. If you consistently dwell in the feeling of wealth, your reality will shift to match that state. Your environment also plays a role in reinforcing the state of abundance. The wealthy surround themselves with beauty, order, and quality. This does not mean you must spend beyond your means, but it does mean you should create an environment that reflects the level of abundance you wish to embody. Keep your space clean and well maintained. Invest in small luxuries that make you feel rich, whether it is a high-quality item, an elegant piece of decor, or simply the way you organize your surroundings. When your environment reflects wealth, your mind begins to accept it as your reality. Another key aspect of the wealthy mindset is detachment from fear. The rich do not cling to money in desperation. They trust that it flows to them effortlessly, and because they believe this, it does. If you hold on to money with fear, constantly worrying about losing it, you are reinforcing a state of scarcity. But if you trust in the infinite flow of abundance, knowing that money will always return to you, then you align yourself with continuous financial expansion. Generosity is another trait of the truly wealthy. They do not operate from fear of loss. They give freely because they know that money is an infinite resource. This does not mean reckless spending, but rather an attitude of abundance. When you give, you affirm that you have more than enough. You shift your consciousness from one of hoarding to one of receiving. The more you give, the more you open yourself to receiving even greater wealth. Ultimately, wealth is not about effort, struggle, or external conditions. It is a state of consciousness. Those who assume the state of abundance will experience abundance. Those who assume the state of lack will experience lack. The choice is always yours. Align your thoughts, emotions, and actions with the reality of wealth, and watch as the world reshapes itself to match your belief. The way you carry yourself speaks before you even utter a word. The wealthy do not shrink themselves to fit into spaces, they expand to fill them. They move with a quiet confidence, an effortless grace, and an energy that commands respect without demanding it. This is not arrogance. It is a deep-rooted knowing of one's worth, a certainty that is felt rather than spoken. When you embody this presence, the world responds accordingly. Opportunities gravitate toward you, people treat you with admiration, and abundance flows into your life naturally. Confidence is not something that is gained from external achievements. It is a state of being that is assumed from within. Many believe that once they achieve a certain level of success, they will then feel confident, but this is an illusion. True confidence precedes the success, not the other way around. The rich do not wait for external validation before carrying themselves with authority. They assume it now, and because they embody that energy, their reality bends to match it. Imagine walking into a room filled with people of influence. How do you enter? Do you hesitate at the door, questioning whether you belong? Or do you step in as though you own the space, as though you are meant to be there? The wealthy do not ask for permission to take up space. They do not second-guess their worth. They understand that their presence alone is valuable, and because they believe it, others believe it too. Posture is the silent language of confidence. The way you hold yourself communicates volumes. Shoulders back, head high, movements deliberate. This is how those who embody wealth carry themselves. They are never rushed, never frantic, never uncertain. Their presence is steady, grounded, and unshaken by external circumstances. Even in the face of challenges, they do not crumble. They remain poised, knowing that they are in control of their own reality. Their voice reflects their certainty. They do not mumble or speak hesitantly. They do not rush through their words, afraid to take up time. They speak with clarity, with intention, with authority. They do not need to prove themselves. They simply express themselves from a place of inner security. Their words are measured, deliberate, and impactful. People listen because there is a presence behind their words, an energy that commands attention without force. Dressing is another reflection of inner wealth. The rich do not dress to impress, they dress as an extension of their identity. Every detail is intentional, every choice reflects their self-perceive. They do not follow trends blindly, they cultivate a style that represents who they are. Their clothing is not about labels or price tags, it is about quality, fit, and elegance. They understand that the way they present themselves is a visual affirmation of their state of being. When they step out, they are already in alignment with the wealth they embody. They do not fidget or show nervous energy. Their movements are smooth, intentional, controlled. They do not waste energy proving themselves, nor do they seek approval from others. They already approve of themselves, and that is enough. The world mirrors this back to them. Those who carry themselves with confidence are treated with respect, given opportunities, and invited into circles of influence. It is not because of their bank account, it is because of the energy they project. Even in moments of silence, their presence is felt. They do not need to fill the space with unnecessary words or actions. Their mere existence speaks volumes. They do not try to be seen, they are seen. They do not chase attention, attention finds them. This is the power of assuming wealth before it has physically materialized. When you carry yourself as if you are already wealthy, you step into the reality where wealth is inevitable. The world responds to certainty. If you carry yourself with hesitation, the world will hesitate to offer you opportunities. If you carry yourself with confidence, the world will reflect that back to you in the form of abundance. The wealthy understand this on an intrinsic level. They do not beg for respect, they expect it. They do not lower themselves to gain approval, they assume they are already worthy. They do not seek validation, they know their value. They understand that body language, tone, and presence communicate more than words ever could. They know that how they walk into a room determines how they will be treated. They do not ask, "Do I belong here?" They tell the world, "I belong here," through their energy, their posture, their gaze, and because they believe it, the world does too. Even in their interactions, they exude certainty. They are not overly eager to please. They are generous with their energy, but they do not give it away carelessly. They understand their value and they expect others to recognize it too. They do not chase approval because they do not need it. Their self-worth is not dependent on external validation. It is something they carry within them at all times. They are not afraid to say no. They are not afraid to set boundaries. They do not tolerate disrespect, nor do they engage in unnecessary drama. They move through life with clarity, knowing what they want and refusing to settle for less. This is not rudeness, it is self-assurance. When you know your worth, you do not entertain situations or people that undermine it. The wealthy do not operate from desperation. They do not grasp at opportunities out of fear of lack. They choose deliberately, knowing that better things are always coming. They remain composed under pressure. When challenges arise, they do not panic. They do not let circumstances dictate their emotional state. They remain steady, knowing that they have control over how they respond to any situation. They understand that wealth is not just about money, it is about how you navigate life. True wealth is the ability to remain grounded, powerful, and in control, no matter what happens. The wealthy understand that their emotions dictate their reality. They do not allow circumstances to control their internal state. Instead, they master the art of emotional control, knowing that their feelings shape their experiences. Wealth is not just about money. It is about a mindset, a deep sense of security, and an unshakable trust in the abundance of life. Those who act as though they are already rich do not let fear, doubt, or anxiety dictate their actions. They move with certainty, confidence, and an unwavering belief in their own success. Fear is a state of lack. It arises when one believes that resources are limited, that opportunities are scarce, that failure is possible. But those who truly embody wealth do not entertain fear, because they understand that their world is a reflection of their inner state. If they feel abundant, their reality must match that feeling. If they believe that everything they desire is already theirs, then there is no room for fear. Their emotional state is one of calm assurance, of deep trust, of knowing that all things are always working in their favor. Doubt is a rejection of abundance. It is the mind questioning whether success is possible, whether dreams will manifest, whether there is enough to go around. But those who live as though they are already rich do not entertain doubt. They do not second-guess their choices, nor do they waver in their belief. They understand that doubt weakens the foundation of creation. Instead, they cultivate a mental and emotional state of absolute certainty. They assume that everything they desire is already on its way, and because they assume it, it becomes true. Anxiety is a byproduct of attachment. It arises when one fixates on a specific outcome, fearing that if things do not unfold in a certain way, all will be lost. But those who embody wealth do not cling to outcomes. They are not desperate, nor are they attached to specific manifestations. They move with ease, trusting that the best possible results will come in the best possible way. They do not stress over delays, nor do they panic over obstacles. They understand that everything unfolds in divine timing, and they remain calm, composed, and secure in that knowing. Joy is a magnet for wealth. The truly rich do not postpone happiness for some future success. They cultivate joy now. They do not say, "I will be happy when I have more money." They find reasons to be happy now, in this moment. And because they vibrate at the frequency of joy, more abundance flows to them effortlessly. They wake up each day with gratitude, knowing that their state of being determines their experience. They laugh often, they find pleasure in the simplest things. They radiate a sense of ease and contentment. And because they are already living in the vibration of wealth, the physical manifestation of wealth must follow. Gratitude is the highest emotional state of abundance. Those who act like the super rich do not dwell on what they lack. They focus entirely on what they have. They give thanks for every blessing, big or small. They do not take anything for granted, and because they are grateful, more is given to them. Gratitude is not just a polite practice. It is a frequency, a state of being that aligns with endless abundance. The more one appreciates, the more one receives. This is the secret that the wealthy understand. By focusing on what is already present, They open the door for more to come. Patience is the ultimate proof of wealth. Those who are desperate, impatient, or restless are affirming lack. They are signaling to the universe that they do not trust the process, that they believe resources are scarce, that they must force things to happen. But the truly rich are patient. They know that everything they desire is already on its way, so they do not rush, they do not force, they do not worry. They wait with calm certainty, knowing that wealth is inevitable. Their patience is not passive. It is an active state of trust, a powerful belief that abundance is unfolding in perfect timing. Generosity is the energy of wealth in motion. Those who are truly wealthy are not afraid to give. They do not hoard, they do not cling, they do not fear loss. They give freely, knowing that what they give always comes back multiplied. They tip generously, they support others, they share their wealth, because they understand that money is energy, and energy must flow. When they give, they affirm abundance. They send a powerful message to the universe that they have more than enough, and because they believe it, they receive even more. Emotional resilience is what sets the truly wealthy apart. They do not crumble in the face of setbacks. They do not let failure define them. They do not dwell in negativity, nor do they allow external circumstances to dictate their mood. They remain steady, strong, and unshaken, no matter what happens around them. They understand that wealth is not just about money. It is about control over one's emotions, one's mindset, one's reactions. They know that as long as they maintain inner stability, their external world must align with that stability. Confidence in the unseen is the foundation of wealth. Those who act like the super rich do not need to see physical evidence before they believe in their success. They trust in the invisible forces at work, knowing that what they believe must become reality. They do not need reassurance from the outside world. They create their own certainty from within. They walk through life with the unwavering belief that they are already successful, already wealthy, already abundant. And because they feel it first, they see it manifest in their reality. This mastery of emotions is what separates those who struggle from those who thrive. It is not about bank accounts or investments. It is about the ability to remain in a state of abundance no matter what. Those who act like the super rich do not allow fear, doubt, or anxiety to consume them. They do not attach their happiness to external circumstances. They cultivate inner security, knowing that their state of being creates their reality. And because they have mastered their emotions, they have mastered their world. Money responds to identity. The truly wealthy do not just act rich, they embody wealth at their core. It is not about pretending, nor is it about putting on a show for others. It is about deeply believing without doubt that they are the kind of person who attracts and maintains abundance effortlessly. Those who struggle with money often see themselves as separate from wealth, as someone who must chase it, earn it, prove themselves worthy of it. But the wealthy do not see themselves this way. They do not believe that money is something they must pursue. Instead, they know that wealth is simply a natural extension of who they are. Identity is the most powerful force in shaping reality. What a person believes about themselves dictates their entire experience of life. If someone sees themselves as someone who barely gets by, who always has just enough to survive, then that belief will shape their financial reality. If someone identifies as someone who is always behind, always struggling, always lacking, then no amount of external effort will change their situation, because their core belief keeps them trapped in that cycle. The wealthy, on the other hand, have an entirely different self-concept. They believe at the deepest level that they are the kind of person who is always supported by money, always connected to opportunity, always experiencing financial ease. And because they believe it, their world must reflect it. There is no need to wait for external proof. Most people make the mistake of thinking they will feel rich once they see the money in their bank account. They believe they need to wait for physical evidence before they can claim wealth as their identity. But the truly wealthy do the opposite. They assume the identity of wealth first, before any physical proof appears. They do not wait to see money before they believe in their abundance. They believe in their abundance first, and then the money follows. It is not about forcing things, nor is it about blind faith. It is about understanding the fundamental truth that the external world is simply a reflection of inner assumptions. The way a person speaks about money reveals their true identity. The wealthy never say, "I can't afford that," because that statement affirms lack. Instead, they say, "That's not a priority for me right now." They never say, "Money is hard to make," because that belief creates difficulty. Instead, they affirm, "Money flows to me easily and frequently." Words carry power, and every statement about money reinforces a person's financial reality. Those who struggle financially often speak from a place of scarcity, without realizing that their words are shaping their experience. The wealthy speak from a place of abundance, knowing that every statement they make reinforces their financial identity. The body carries the identity of wealth. Posture, movement, and presence all reflect a person's self-concept. Those who see themselves as lacking often shrink, hesitate, and move with uncertainty. They may not realize it, but their body language communicates struggle. The wealthy, on the other hand, move with confidence. They walk with certainty. They take up space. They do not rush, nor do they act from desperation. Their presence commands attention, not because they seek approval, but because they fully embody a sense of ease and success. Wealth is not just a mindset, it is an entire way of being, from the way a person thinks to the way they carry themselves. Decisions are made from identity, not from circumstance. A person who identifies as wealthy does not base their choices on temporary conditions. They do not make decisions from fear, from lack, or from a belief that they must hold on tightly to what they have. They make choices from abundance, knowing that more is always coming. They invest in themselves not because they hope it will pay off, but because they know they are worthy of wealth. They are generous, not because they want to impress others, but because giving is a natural expression of their identity. They take risks, not because they are reckless, but because they trust that they are always supported. Fear of spending is a sign of a scarcity identity. Many believe that being wealthy means hoarding money, saving every penny, and never indulging in anything unnecessary. But the truly wealthy do not cling to money out of fear. They understand that money is energy, and energy must flow. They do not waste money, but they also do not treat it as something to be desperately held on to. They trust that more is always coming. They invest in experiences that enrich them. They support causes they believe in, and they do not hesitate to spend on things that bring them joy. Their relationship with money is built on trust, not fear. Money flows to identity. It does not flow to those who need it the most. It flows to those who expect it, who feel at home with it, who believe they are worthy of it. This is why so many who win the lottery end up losing everything, because their identity has not shifted. They still see themselves as people who struggle with money, and so the wealth they receive cannot stay with them. On the other hand, those who already see themselves as wealthy, even when they have nothing, will always find a way to create financial success. Their core belief dictates their reality, and their reality must conform to their belief. Shifting identity is not about pretending. It is not about faking wealth or trying to impress others. It is about deeply changing the way one sees themselves. It is about becoming the kind of person who is comfortable with success, who is familiar with abundance, who expects things to always work out in their favor. This is not an external performance. It is an internal transformation. It is a shift in self-perception so deep that it naturally reshapes the world.